Boom, bap, big bang, boom, boom, bam. The type of shit I'm on, you wouldn't understand. We are back with some Marvel Rivals. It's been a very long time since I've made a video on this game. As you guys can tell, it seems like I am ranked silver. However, we all know that my skill level is Grandmaster at the very least. So this should be very interesting gameplay to see me just beat up on some very sad kids in silver. Before we start though, I do want to just say real quick, thank you for the support on my videos. The channel has been popping off a little bit. I've been noticing like the past few videos have been getting a lot of recommendation, a lot of new people have been seeing them, and I've been gaining some new subscribers over the past few days, and it seems like I'm building a very small niche community, but each and every one of you seem to be very nice people. Whenever I post a new video, I always get very supportive comments, which I really appreciate, and I haven't really been getting what I wanted out of my life, but when it comes to this channel, it seems like it's going exactly how I wanted it to go. I'm not gonna cut this out even though I'm stuttering because it's real. So I just want to say thank you, and whenever you guys comment nice things, even though I may not always reply because I don't know what to say, just know that I appreciate it. And yeah, let's get right into it. Hello, anyone have microphones in here?
Hello, my friend.
Hello, my brother. How are you doing?
Hello, my friend. How you doing today?
Doing very good, brother. Oh, doing very good. I haven't played this game in so long. Well, I miss you. I miss you so much. You especially, my friend. I miss you.
I miss you too, my brother.
You know, the other day, actually, I've been using this piracy website to watch football, and it's called Champagne Piracy, believe it or not. So matches your name, Champ Change.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
You want
Very.
to cookie?
Can you repeat that?
You want to cookie?
What does cookie mean?
The very good cookie.
And what does that entail?
The cookies.
Now, what you guys don't really understand is that I am such a goated gamer at Marvel Rivals to the point where I don't really even need to try.
You ever seen The Office?
Oh, the cookie. So that's when he gets slapped. I remember now. I love The Office.
But you finally got it.
You want to know what my favorite Office moment is?
Sure.
So Michael Scott rolls up in his car and he's listening to Britney Spears.
Hits not Lois.
And not Meredith. No, he doesn't hit Meredith. I'm talking about the one where there's like he's trying to park between two cars and there's like a shit ton of space. But he goes, yeah, it's not gonna fit. You know what I'm talking about?
And Scott's Tots.
Scott Stotts was legendary.
Or the 5K for the cure for ladies.
Yeah. And then they hired the stripper as the nurse.
Yep.
Yo, if we win this game, you want to watch like a couple episodes together on Discord and have like a romantic night?
No, hard pass. Thank you though.
Okay, no, it's fine. It's all good. It was worth a shot by my end, you know, it's fine. You know, guys, sometimes it happens, and you know, you gotta get used to rejection a lot of times. I feel like it's a skill that I've gained throughout my time on this planet, is just getting used to getting rejected over and over again. So at this point, it just doesn't surprise me anymore, and I don't really get mad over it, so. GG's, my friend, and if you ever want to, you know, just hang out and watch a movie or something, I'm available, you know, I'm gonna be on all day, so just let me know.
Oh.
You know, I do want to discuss something interesting. The other day I was watching a video on this girl that was leading like an empire of just pirating video games. I forgot her name. I think it was the Empress or the Princess or something. You guys might have heard of her. She's basically the most famous video game pirate person out there, and she's responsible for pirating games that are unpiratable basically. So some games use this preservation technology or algorithm called de novo, and de novo basically makes it very hard for a game to ever get pirated or cracked. And this girl called the Empress the Empress or the Princess, fuck, I should really know her name. This girl was responsible for pirating a lot of Denuvo games, which was thought to be impossible a couple of years ago. Or not a couple of years ago, I think it was like 3 or 4 years ago, where no one really knew how to crack Denuvo games, or it was crackable, but it took a lot of time. And this girl just came out of nowhere and she could do it like that. She was pirating games left and right that were thought to be unpiratable. And I think the first game she cracked was Tomb Raider. And I watched this whole like mini documentary on her and how she was cracking these games, and then how she had like a whole fucking egotistical meltdown and she just fucking popped off. And people got mad at her for asking money for her pirated games, and that's apparently a taboo in the pirating community because people pirate games for people who can't afford them, so asking for money is like a whole thing. Anyways, the reason why I'm talking about this today is I want to ask you guys what your thoughts are on pirating games. Like, for me personally, I can't really afford all of these $70 games, and I'm not saying I pirate games, but what I will say is it's a very interesting idea. Like, if you can't afford these games, is it really a bad idea to pirate them? Especially if it's from companies like Ubisoft and Activision or whatever, all these companies that don't really care about your money or your time. So do you guys think it's ethical to be downloading these cracked games? You know, because the way I look at it, it's like I go to Steam and a game is like $70. So why would I waste my hard-earned $70 fucking rent money on a game when I can just go ahead and download it from FitGirl or something? It's a very weird zone, like a gray area of the ethical space, I guess. So let me know what you guys think, because for me personally, I think if you can afford these games and you're out here downloading pirated versions of them, then that's probably on you, especially if it's like an indie game. But if you can't afford them and you download like a cracked version, is it really morally incorrect to do so? I mean, do you just not play games? Because games are getting pretty expensive lately, man, especially from these companies like Ubisoft, as I'm saying. Like, who can afford a $70 Assassin's Creed game when in some countries minimum wage doesn't even afford you half of that? I will not say if I have cracked games or downloaded cracked games or not, because I don't want to get in trouble, especially with how fast these games have been getting cracked recently. Like, people have been cracking Denuvo games so quickly these days. Like, a game comes out and then 2 days later it's on FitGirl repacks. And if you guys don't know what FitGirl is basically you can think of them as a distributor of cracked video games. So they're not the person who actually cracks the game, they're the person who takes that cracked game and redistributes it to the public. So they basically take the game and shrink it down to a smaller version of the game. So let's say you're in India and your internet plan has 100 gigs of download limit by the end of the month. So each month you only have 100 gigs of download. You can't really afford to download these games, especially these days because of how massive the games are. Like Final Fantasy VII is like 150 gigs, right? So FitGirl, what she does is she takes that 150 gig cracked game and compresses it into a very small file, like let's say 75 gigs, and then redistributes it to the public in the form of a torrent. So you can go ahead and just download that torrent file, and it's 75 gigs, and then when you install it, it decompresses the file, and then you have the full 150 gig game. And it's really interesting to see just how this whole industry has evolved, because I remember back in the day when I was in Jordan, and I had my PSP. Dude, downloading PSP games, like cracked PSP games, was the shit. That is what you did back in the day. Like, you just go online, you download like a 200 megabyte file, and that's like a full game back then. But nowadays, a full game is like 150 gigs. So it's very interesting to see how this industry has evolved in a way where now they are just matching the new size of games, and they figured out a way to just get around that, right? Because now they're compressing the games. And it's very interesting to see because compressing these games is not as easy as you think. Like, there's so many different files and assets and things that go into these games these days. It's not like back 10 years ago when that game would just be like one file, you know? Like, these days it's probably a shit ton of files that you have to go through, and you have to meticulously compress them all and figure out a way to get around all of the bugs that you're gonna run into and test it out. I bet it's not as easy as we think, man. So these people like Fit Girl and Empress or whatever, they're very talented people. And I think some of these companies should maybe learn a thing or two from these guys, man, because if they can compress their games into like 75 gigs from 150 gigs, you're telling me Ubisoft can't really figure out a way to do that, dude? Or do they just not care? I'm willing to bet they just don't care. Also, just a quick note here, a lot of these games that have been cracked and redistributed by Fit Girl are actually better versions of the games. Like, they run better cracked than they do without the cracked version. It's so weird to see. Bro, I am so good at this game, bro. Holy shit, I'm so good. Oh, we lost. With that being said, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, leave a sub if you guys really want to. We're almost at 100 subs, so you know what I'm saying? Maybe leave a little sub-a-rooney right there. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.